Recording in progress. She said, hang on a Tenz's call. There's not a, they see one person picks up a call. See what's going on. The cars are really speeding.
I'm bugging. I know I'm bugging because it's written on my turn.
Test, test. Test. Test.
There's a lot of, that's what everyone says as he's losing steam. Okay, but yeah, it's great.
She was very nice. And any way to solve it. It's just where it's an old board.
Oh, yeah. I still not since last night. I'm not really a fan of that. It's pushing down
I'm here, we can start.
I ain't buying that.
Yeah. It's right. Second. Good, yeah. Was he funny? Yeah, she caught on.
She caught on. She knew enough to understand.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Terrible. This is true. You guys had a good time. Yeah. Good stuff. Good. Cool way they did it.
call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Hello, welcome to the Community Development Committee. We generally meet the second and fourth Mondays of each month. My name is Jessica Lotz. I'm your representative from Ward 2. I'm also the chairperson for this meeting. We have a staff member, City Administrator Grant Lidekin, leading us tonight. Looking over the agenda, it looks like we have 4 items that we'll vote on. Any votes taken tonight are advisory only. Regardless of the vote, all items do move on to the full council for consideration. Anyone wishing to make comments will have 5 minutes to do so. Public comments are welcomed. Please step to the mic and tell us your name and if you are a resident. There'll be opportunities as each item is discussed to provide comments. I'll ask the committee and then the council, and then the public for any comments that they have. And then we also have a public comment section at the end where anybody can come to the mic and tell us what they would like us to hear. And our goal is to answer questions that are asked, but please know that sometimes questions are asked that we don't always have the answer to. So we'll work hard to get you an answer after the meeting. And with that, we will get a roll call. Grant.
Thank you. Lotz.
Here.
Roach.
Here.
Rosenberg.
Present.
Parchman. Here. Mylart.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to item 1.3, the minutes from our last meeting, which was March 9th, have been attached to the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion on the minutes? Nope. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we will move on to items requiring council action, starting with 2.1, which is a special event permit for O'Fallon Celebrates America's 250th.
Yes, thank you. So as the chairperson said, this is a special event permit for O'Fallon Celebrates America's 250th. So this is an event hosted by the City of O'Fallon. These are 2 separate events, both occurring on July 3rd, 2026. The first one is a parade. That start time is 9 a.m. The location starts north of Community Park, wraps around, and on the next slide I'll show that route. The theme this year is a patriotic and celebration of America's 250th. As the parade wraps up, the celebration in the Community Park begins, and that goes from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be food, drinks, live bands, games, activities, live history, and storytelling. For this event, minors must be accompanied by an adult guardian and responsible adult. I do need to change that last one. There was no food truck scheduled, but I was notified by some of the coordinators that there is a possibility of food truck, so we will update that as we move along and ensure they have the licensing and approvals. That event will cease at 5 p.m. There will be a short break, and then we will hold our annual Fireworks Over O'Fallon event. Beginning at 8 p.m., we will start with a Liberty Tree dedication ceremony on the south side of the sports park. And then once the sun goes down and dusk hits, we will start our fireworks. As mentioned, the parade route has been vetted through the O'Fallon Public Safety Department and the committee. And so the parade will line up on State Street, north of Vine Street. It will go down South Lincoln. It will turn left at 7th Street and then wrap around Parkview Drive and end at the community park, which will be where the event is held. The stands and the floats will continue their path back north, where they will move back to the float shed at the Public Works Yard on 3rd Street, and that will end approximately 10 a.m. So staff recommends approval of the special event permit application with the following conditions. The O'Fallon Public Safety Department will coordinate with local weather outlets and National Weather Service to monitor any potential inclement weather to determine if a storm poses an imminent risk to the attendees' life safety. Should such risk arise, the O'Fallon Public Safety Department reserves a right to suspend or end the event. There is no rainout event or rainout schedule at this time. And as I mentioned, this is a city-sponsored event and city-controlled, so there's a large group of volunteers helping out, but at the day of the event, the city staff will be in charge. With that, any questions?
All righty, before we have questions, is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
All righty, any questions from the committee? Yes, sir.
Just one question. Have we thought through any potential traffic from
leaving the community park to go to the fireworks?
Yes, so there is that significant break of about 3 hours. And so the hope is, and of course, we will monitor and follow up with public safety, but the hope that that'll give time to people to not rush over there, leisurely at their pace. But as we've experienced in years past, the fireworks tends to be a parking problem with celebration. And so there is notification we put out on access to the park and the best ways to go.
Okay.
So in all intents and purposes, the fireworks is the same as previous years, already approved.
Other questions from the committee?
It's not a question, it's more a statement. I know that we're not necessarily putting out all intel on how we're going to handle this, no unaccompanied minors kind of thing. But we're going to get asked. A lot of us are going to get asked. So I assume we're going to put out some kind of statement on how that we're going to manage that.
That is correct. So the entire event at Community Park will have controlled access, so fencing. There will be a number of entryways and exit ways that our Public Safety Department will be monitoring.
Other questions from the committee? Any from the council? Any questions from the public? All righty, seeing none, we will take a roll call vote.
Roach?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Affirmative.
Parchman?
Yes.
Mylart?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Lotz?
Yes. All right, motion passes. All righty, item 2.2 is a resolution in support of the Municipal Housing Authority IML model resolution, which Grant will cover for us.
Thank you. So for background material, on March 4th, IML Chief Executive Officer Brad Cole sent a memo to the IML Board of Directors regarding housing proposals included in Governor Pritzker's Building Up Illinois Developments Plan. IML is also known as Illinois Municipal League. It is a group that advocates on behalf of municipalities. Its membership and board of directors is made of mayors from around the state. And so in this build plan proposed in the governor's address, it proposes a statewide zoning standards, including minimum lot sizes, mandates increased residential density allowances. It legalizes accessory dwelling units, limits minimum parking requirements, authorizes third-party plan reviewers and building inspectors, and creates a statewide formula related to impact fees. The build plan broadly reempts local authority on issues that are entirely local. IML also sent a letter to Governor Pritzker requesting to be included in all future conversations, legislative working groups, meetings, or other discussions that pertain to the build plan and as it relates to municipal authority. The Illinois Municipal League is urging local officials to contact their legislators to oppose the preemption of local housing, land use, and zoning authority. So this draft resolution is a show of support from the City Council of the City of O'Fallon to keep local zoning control within municipalities. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Can you provide a little bit more clarity on some of the specifics of how, like, it's currently being interpreted as if there's a single-family lot, should this proposal, as it's written, get instituted by the state, how would lots currently zoned as single-family residential, what could then go inside of those?
Yeah, absolutely. So this build plan essentially creates one unified zoning code and building code for the entire state of Illinois. And so we as a local authority would not be able to utilize or have the authority over zoning control. From what our early understandings of the bill is, it does not deviate from traditional zoning of residential, commercial, industrial of a nature. But what it does is it takes all what's basically the information within each of those zoning and makes it spread out uniformly across the state. So it would remove any minimum lot coverage sizes, any lot sizes. So your SR1, SR2, and SR3, which the difference of them are lot sizes. It would say there's one residential size lot, and you cannot require anybody to have anything larger than that. So essentially, it would allow any builders to come into the City of O'Fallon, propose a residential development with lot sizes much smaller than what you would see today. It also authorizes accessory structures well beyond what we have in our code. So as we read it today, it could allow 2, 3, 4, 5 homes potentially on one single lot. It would allow accessory structures to be lived in by multiple people. It would remove how many people can live in one home in that language. And so it would really drastically change zoning code across the state. Speaking with my other city administrators and city managers, many local cities are also passing this resolution at this time.
And the resolution that they're passing is to support how it currently is.
Correct.
Because that's a little confusing, because the governor puts out a proposal, and we're voting on a resolution in support of, but it's not in support of the proposal.
Correct.
It's in support of,
We are passing a resolution and supporting local authority of zoning codes.
to maintain how
Correct.
things are. Gotcha. Clear as mud. I'm just kidding. Questions from the council?
It also messes with, might not be the right word, but affects our parking numbers.
Correct.
So, I mean, we all know that we have parking issues anyway, and this could make that exponentially worse.
You're accurate. And we are planning, and as we approved in the budget, an update of our zoning code and development manual. Hate to say it, but if this goes through, there's no use in us doing that because we wouldn't have any control over it anyway.
Yes, sir.
One thing, one of the unintended consequences that I was thinking about this afternoon, like people want to come to the O'Fallon school districts, but if there's no limits on how many people can live in a house, that would impact the schools and the funding for that, and there'd be a lot of unintended consequences, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot more difficult from an administrative standpoint to follow up on how many people are living in a single house, but we can see from the street that it's one house per one lot. This new law, and again, as it's starting to come out, would allow multiple houses on each lot.
So right now, it's a proposal. What does it look like moving forward from the state
Yes,
process?
so it would have to go through the state legislative process. So it's a governor's proposal, so it would have to go through the House and the Senate. We have IML that fights on our behalf. There are other lobbyist groups and marketing or in communication and consultant groups that are also working on this. So we're hoping that it does not gain traction and does not pass. And of course, if it does and becomes very popular, then at least we'll be involved in those conversations. I did not mention that as the language reads today, it would preempt any home rule authority as well.
Which seems odd. Okay. Questions from the council regarding the resolution or the build proposal?
This essentially, if this resolution is approved by the council, we would just have it signed by the mayor and sent to IML to include in their packet showing the state, the municipalities' urgency to be involved.
Gotcha. No questions from the council?
I had one. We talked about the negatives, of course, but what's the purpose of it to begin with?
Yes, so the entire build plan is to increase the ability of affordable housing, to decrease the entry point for housing, open up more single-family residential to people statewide. So if you can build multiple lots or multiple buildings or multiple houses, smaller lots, I guess the grand idea is that it becomes cheaper to buy a house.
Okay. Thank you.
What's that, sir?
And lowers people's property values.
Could potentially lower property values. Ms. Stoffel?
So is there anything that we can do to preempt any of this aside from this piece of support, like?
No.
Okay. And then would it make sense, because to Jessica's point, this is confusing that we're sending a letter of support for something in opposition of something else. So would it make more sense at some point to set, or do you not do legislative pieces like this in opposition of something? I'm not sure.
Correct. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a show of support for local authority.
Okay.
And so the resolution is in support of local authority,
Right.
which, is confusing because you're kind of supporting local authority, but you're opposing a different set of legislation. But this is a model ordinance that's being shared, a resolution being shared with almost every community in the state of Illinois. So I would not recommend deviating from it because this is what they've asked us to put together.
It is something in the future if we needed to, I guess I'm trying to ask you just for my own brain here, like, can we create something after this point that says we oppose that, or like when it gets to different models, or is that not something that you do? Because you're normally like voting in support of something. You see what I'm saying?
They do. I guess my answer would be, sure,
We could.
we could.
Yeah.
The council could pass a resolution for anything they want. And of course, as it progresses, we will monitor it closely and report back to the council.
I'm assuming that they wrote it this way because the bill isn't entirely written yet.
Correct.
So it would be hard to say you oppose something that's not entirely written.
Yeah, from the lobbyist standpoint, I don't know if they're ready to say, these are the specific parts we're opposed to. So at this point, we're supporting municipal authority.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Good questions. Anybody else on the council?
This is just very, very preemptive. I mean, I'm seeing that the roundtable convening March 25th or that, so this is right at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah. Anybody from the public?
Vermaware Ward 3. So I'm trying to understand this. So you're saying if someone has a lot or a piece of ground, that they can come in and build whatever they want and also not have to worry about green space in that piece of property?
That could be potentially part of that bill, yes.
Okay, so then, and if somebody has another piece of ground, they want to make an antenna farm,
An antenna farm?
put up antennas, antenna farm or a solar farm or whatever you want to call them, they'd be able to do that in your city limits then too, right?
That's undetermined at this time, as what we've seen from this bill is mainly related to single-family residential.
Okay, so you would lose green space because you want to throw other things in on the piece of property?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You would lose green space, and you would potentially have a scenario where there's single-family lots that contain like several duplexes just on that lot that was historically zoned single-family residential. So,
Yeah, it could preempt our setback requirements. So your neighbor could essentially, if they wanted to subdivide their lot to smaller lots, sell half their lot or build another house or build closer to the setback lines. Those are all possibilities on what could be in this.
any other comments from the public? All right. Well, we will go ahead and take a vote. I am inclined to vote in favor of this resolution because I believe that local zoning control is better than state zoning control. So that's how I intend to vote. Mr. Carney?
Yes. I don't believe we did.
You're right, thank you. Yep. So is there a motion?
So move.
All right, any further questions from the committee? Nope, all right, seeing none, we will take a roll call
So
vote.
just to clarify, if you vote yes, you are supporting local zoning authority. So Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Parchman.
Yes.
Mylert.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes,
Roach.
Yes.
Thank you.
all right, motion passes. Item 2.3 is a resolution approving and accepting a minor subdivision of 1730 West Highway 50, known as the second edition of O'Fallon Business Park on 5.3 acres. Grant?
Thank you. So as background, per section 154.077 of the City Code of Ordinances, minor subdivisions may be exempted from the procedures and requirements for preliminary plats, and the subdivider may proceed to filing the final plat for review. Mr. Doug Dissler, the applicant, requests approval of a proposed minor subdivision for 1730 West Highway 50, known as the second edition of O'Fallon Business Park on 5.37 acres. The property is located within the city's municipal boundaries and is currently zoned B1 Community Business District. I just want to preface that the petitioner and city staff anticipate a planned use submittal for one of these lots. Water and sewer are available for the site. So what the applicant is doing is they're subdividing with the intention of selling one of those smaller lots to a business that will then come back in front of the city council on zoning approval at a future date. The property is indicated by a star next to Corporate Crossing, Eastgate Drive, and East US Highway 50. This is a preliminary plat of the lots and the minor subdivision. And and staff recommendation is recommended approval of the minor subdivision.
Alrighty, before we open it up for discussion, is there a motion to approve? Or motion?
Second.
Alrighty. Any questions from the committee? None? Questions from the council?
Just clarifying, one part says 1730 West Highway 6.
The resolution, link for us.
Okay, we'll make that fix.
Alrighty.
And so just a reminder, you're not approving anything to get built or anything, it's just a minor subdivision at this time.
Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Thank you. Parchman?
Yes.
Myler?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Lotz?
Yes.
Roach?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Affirmative.
Alrighty, motion passes, and we are at 2.4, ordinance approving the final plat of Bethel Grove.
Thank you very much. So as background, Bethel Grove subdivision was approved by the City Council on June 2nd, 2025. It does include 53 lots located on Bethel and just east of Simmons Road. The zoning has already been designated as SR1P plan use. It includes single-family residence dwelling with an acreage of 49.10 acres. And as mentioned, it has 53 lots. What you're approving tonight is the final plat, which is the final step to be recorded along with the Mylar so that they can begin to sell those lots and construct upon them. Staff recommends approval of the final plat for Bethel Grove subdivision.
Alrighty, thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Alrighty, are there any questions from the committee on 2.4? Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mylar.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Parchman.
Yes.
Alrighty, that concludes, motion passes. That concludes all the items requiring council action. Is there other business, Grant? Nope. Public comments?
Not this time.
Alrighty, at this time, I will open the floor for public comments. Is there anybody who would like to address the committee? All right, seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Public safety at 6 p.m.
Thank you.
But that one question I have is, would an HOA, like I have HOA where I would assume that would have to be done, unless the law states the HOA. Good question. But not everywhere has HOA.
Wouldn't that be weird if HOAs had that?
Well, it does, though, like signage. Like, we can't stop political signs, but an HOA can.
Well, in sheds, some have covenants where you can't build those accessory structures. That's true.
So the HOA, I think the reason for this is the individual property owner agreeing to
See, that's why I think this is such an interesting discussion, because the earlier realtors came out, my understanding is supported this proposal, because they are, and you think like, I get, like, that's one of kind of the basic tenets of being, you know, a free country is that, but it's like, wow.
I just want a shed. I live in a
I think the other thing is, so like, you have roads and all of a sudden you have to put the roads weren't meant to handle, like, and drug parks, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause it all goes back to what's happening.
You're welcome.
We don't know that because of like, what it, you know, what all was, you know, but, that's the hard part, you don't know. And sometimes you do it in there. I think that the idea behind what they're trying to do to create affordable housing. I'm just not sure yet. But would we be better off the state, which they won't do, is subsidize those developments, those housing.
And then that's taking away the supply and demand, that's just forcing. I'm a free market guy, down in Kentucky, if you're broke, you can live wherever the heck you want. You can live in a tent, you can live in a anything, up here there's no rules. It just depends on, but I'd rather live here because the rules, because it makes it look nice, down there, it's just like trash, 14 cars and everything.
Yeah, it's hard to.
It's like, what's the right thing? To be determined, that's where we're going.
I just think it's interesting, because I've
Yeah,
got friends that
I really
live
like
in
that.
some freshman high school, one goes to school in high school, and they said, I mean, they're very different.
Do not touch screen.
It's a touchscreen.
You could, but they have a like, yeah, I mean, the requirement to get to it would be.
Yeah, that was aggressive. All right, we'll call the Public Safety Committee meeting to order. Can we get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Blackburn.
Here.
Councilmember Mylart.
Here.
Councilmember Ford.
Here.
Councilmember Stoffel.
Here.
Councilmember Newcomb. Thank you.
All right, so 1.3, the meeting minutes for March 9th were attached. Can I get a motion for approval of the minutes?
Second.
All right, any discussion on the minutes? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Items requiring council action. 2.1, the Shiloh Dispatch Contract Agreement. Is this you, Chief?
Yes. This is something that we bring every year. It authorizes the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Shiloh to provide dispatching or telecommunication services for their police department. This year, we have raised it from $180,000 last year to $190,000 this year.
All right, before any discussion, can I get a motion for approval?
Second.
All right, any questions from the committee? Pretty straightforward.
How do you determine the rate or the increase?
Our rate has, back in like FY19, it was like $140,000 and it stayed stagnant for many years. Generally what we're doing is we don't want to price them out of things, but we want to make sure that we cover our costs. And then generally we've been going up about 4 to 5% a year the last several years. And that's generally what our costs are for different fees for our personnel, for computer fees. It covers that. It's a combination. We speak with Fairview Heights because us and Fairview Heights both share in that cost. It's a joint venture. So I speak with the chief of Fairview Heights, Steve Johnson, and then I also speak with the mayor and Grant and come up with a number that we believe would be fair for them for the next year and present it, and they say yes, and then we do.
Are we cheaper than CENTCOM?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any questions from the council?
We're less expensive than CENTCOM. There's nothing cheap about our telecommunicators.
I like your framing there.
Telecommunicator Week. Yes.
We're a good value.
We're good value.
Cheap. All right. Any questions from the public? All right, roll call, please.
Blackburn,
Yes.
Mylart,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Stoffel.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. I'll go on to the next full council. So nothing under other business. We're now at public comments.
I have some other business if I could
gotcha.
put some things on. Just to let everybody know that this is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, so TC Week. So if you happen to stop by the Public Safety Building and let our TCs know how much, what they do, how much it matters. So we have several former TCs.
Recommend they call 911.
No, don't call 911 for that.
911, say thank you.
And then also, I think we put out a press release and a Facebook page, but I just wanted to kind of pass along that we are introducing the Blue Envelope program with the police department. It's in partnership with the Autism Hero Project. This was actually an idea brought by Sergeant Schmidt. Several other departments are doing throughout the area, throughout the Metro East area. So these free program does not require registration. These blue envelopes are available at Police Department, City Hall, O'Fallon Public Library. We distributed them to the Carla Smith Foundation, or I think it's Foundation as well. And participants who may be on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, can store copies of their driver's license, vehicle documents, communication preferences, and provide those and give those to the officers on a traffic stop so that way they can be a little bit more comfortable with how things are going. So there's information on O'Fallon Facebook page as well as the O'Fallon Police Department Facebook page.
Sounds like a wonderful resource. Is there any questions on that?
I'm going to just put a plug in for Wednesday night at 7 is going to be that first public presentation that we'll do at the firehouse. We're calling it Behind the Bay Doors. It's just kind of help the local residents better understand our department, how we're structured, where we've come from, what we're doing currently, and what some of our future plans look like. So that'll be Wednesday at 7 p.m. at Firehouse 4 there by the sports park.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Any other business? Okay.
Jeremy?
No, he's okay.
All right, well, now public comment. Anyone wishing to make a public comment?
Vermaware Ward 3. I just would like to make you aware, I don't know if it's, we're coming up on spring and summer and whatever, but I've noticed the influx of these mechanized, I guess they're tricycles or bicycles that look like a motorcycle, but they're, I guess they're battery operated, they're electrical, whatever. And I just see them running rampant several days ago on State Street and whatever. And I just, want to make you aware of, summer's coming on, and I don't think there's any licensing on these. So I don't know the situation that would occur, what needs to be done with the people that ride those recklessly through the streets.
Thank you.
Okay.
On March 27th, if you look at our Facebook page, the O'Fallon Police Department Facebook page, we did put out a post about Illinois micro-mobility laws, kind of a quick guide to what's street legal and what's not. So, and we are watching that as well.
Oh, I don't know how to go there, so I appreciate
The Facebook page?
No, I don't do Facebook.
Okay, I'll provide you with a copy of it.
Cool.
Okay, anyone else wishing to make a public comment? All right, I think that concludes the agenda. Can I get a motion for adjournment? All in favor? All right, we are adjourned.
One item, wow.
Hey, what if I had to say?
We know you didn't.
I was going to remind everybody, it's May 20th is our open house.
That's May.
I know,
Not April.
but we're not going to have another one.
Yeah, we will.
Are we going to have another one?
I have.
Do you have something for next one?
Yeah, I've got it.